Welcome to Mind Your Autistic Brain. For better or worse, 2020 has been a bit like a marriage. We've had ups and downs, triumphs, and tragedies. It has been a year for me of hashtag do it afraid, trying new things, stepping to the edge, and often over my comfort zone. And in all of this, I can honestly say this has been the greatest year of my life as it relates to my awareness of what is possible. This year has shown me that I cannot truly and fully imagine or predict the incredible things that God has planned for me. You may not be a Christian and God may not be your higher power. It might be the universe. But what has the universe delivered to you this year? In this year, I truly began to learn what it means to be still. For those of you who know me and have been with me as a founding member of Mind Your Autistic Brain, stop laughing. I know you would say, yeah, right, Carol Jean, you've been anything but still this year. You've started a YouTube channel, a podcast, a Facebook group, a blog, published your first magazine. You've been featured as a guest writer on the Center for Grateful Leadership, collaborated on a weekly and hosted a talk show with your friend Bekka for Autistics. You did a joint podcast with Bekka, Chatty Auties. You've applied to be a TED Fellow. That was scary. Been a one-on-one mentor and coach to dozens of autistics each week. You've received funding to begin research and development on an adult autism tool. This is really exciting, and I'm looking forward to sharing that with you guys this year as well. You've also started Mind Your Autistic Brain, and you have a program about to launch in 2021. How in the world can you call this being still? You may hear that list and think, this is certainly not being still. This list of things, those things took a lot of doing, and they took a lot of action to happen. And you would be right to a certain degree. All of these things happened through action, but where the blessings and the breakthroughs came in each of those results that you see today, it was in the still. The moment from idea to plan to action to outcome, it all required me to be still along the way, to step back and allow the space for the opportunities, the solutions, the lessons, and the blessings to present and to occur. And above all, it required the discipline of self-control to stop forcing my control-loving behavior to keep pushing to make it happen in my time. Confession time. For over 40 years, I have been guilty of being a control-loving person. I have pushed, forced, and worked myself to burnout in more ways than I can recount, all under the misconception that only good things and success come from hard work and working without ceasing. That only if I worked longer and pushed harder would the results come my way. I was wrong. As I'm wrapping up 2020 this week, I'm taking time to reflect on my year. I am inviting you to join along with me and do the same for yourself. Bekka, a member of Mind Your Autistic Brain community, asked me to share my reflection questions. So here it is, Bekka, just for you and for all the Mind Your Autistic Brain members. It is in the stillness of reflection that true awareness, growth, and change happens. In the MYAB group, we have Reflection Friday. I didn't include this as part of the group hashtag activities because it sounds cute or it's catchy. Well, I mean, it is. But I included it because it is important and a valuable tool on your autism journey. I learned it for myself and I share it with you. Everything I share and any action steps I give you to do for yourself, along with the tip or lesson, are to help you on your autism journey, to help you get to where you want to go and to create the life that you want for yourself from this point forward. Nothing is without purpose, and I don't offer anything I haven't tried or done for myself. In the spirit of purpose and deeper awareness, today we are going to be still and reflect together in order to allow the opportunities, solutions, lessons, and the blessings of 2020 to become clear so that as we move into 2021, we're going forward with tools that have been honed and refined, and we are then equipped and ready to move forward into 2021. Think of step one of this two-step process as the clean slate step. We are preparing your foundation for 2021. There are 6 questions in step one. So put on your detective hat and your best Sherlock Holmes mindset. Yes, Sarah, you can wear your outfit, and let's get to investigating. Question 1. What has happened in the last 12 months, both personally and professionally, in your life? I started my 2020 reflection by reading over my journals. It is a great way to see where I was and how far I've come, what the journey has been, and what I have learned about myself. If you haven't been journaling this year, and I strongly suggest this is the year to start, then another way to do this is to go through your social media accounts and see what you posted and wrote this year. Really take the time to do this first part well. The time you put in here will serve you well and give you more than you realize. You can pause the podcast or the YouTube video here and start working on this question. Don't just do it once and think you're finished in 5 minutes. Really take the opportunity to dig in and go back over the past year of your life. I went back and added things 3 different times as I would remember something sparked by another event I did recall. I even forgot that I had applied to be a TED Fellow, and that in the process, I found so much more clarity of purpose, and even got a good laugh when I reread that I had had to submit the application a second time because the first time I hit submit, the internet ate the entire application. Oh yes, little mini heart attack. But fortunately, I had read the before you begin section and wrote everything in a separate Google Doc first. Then I just had to copy and paste. So, whew, that was a big save for sure. But to go back and look in my journals at what I had gone through and sort of laughing at myself in the process, and the lesson that I had learned about taking a leap of faith and doing something really big, applying for the TED Fellowship was a really big leap for me. What's been a big leap for you this year? What's something that you've done? Take the time you deserve to fully reflect and acknowledge where you have spent your time this year. You can even go through your camera roll if that helps spark reminders. Question 2. What were the lessons you learned from each of these life events this year that you can take with you into the new year? Life is all about the lessons we learn. We don't grow from the easy. We grow from the struggles. What did you learn from those struggles that will serve you in the new year? What new habits or behaviors did you try that have given you new awareness of yourself and who you are that will serve you in this next year? This is usually where I would help you pull out all of the lessons and what you can take to serve you in the next year as one of those one-on-one coaching sessions that I do. But you're just going to have to do it for yourself today in this part. You're going to have to rely on your own insights today. So take the time, pause and reflect. Ask yourself those questions. Where did you struggle this year? And in those struggles, what did you learn about yourself? What did you learn about your belief that you went into it with? And did it change? Pause right here and answer question 2. Question 3. Who were you 12 months ago? Who you are right now is not who you were in January of 2020. So reflect on the person that you were in January of last year. How did you think? Where were you emotionally? Where were you mentally? Where were you physically? What relationships did you have in your life? What beliefs did you hold about yourself and others? This isn't a quick process. Part 1, if done correctly, You put some time into it. So truly reflect, because who you are right now isn't even who you were 12 minutes ago. We could get into some pretty deep and existential conversations, and I know a few of you that would join in on that one. But for right now, reflect on who you were, where you were, how you were thinking, how you were experiencing the world 12 months ago. For many of you, you weren't even aware that you were autistic. You just knew there was something and you needed an answer. Pause right here before we move into question 4. Now, I know some of you haven't been pausing and following along. I know you're like, I'm going to jump to the next question and see what this is all about before I waste my time and dig in. I promise you, this isn't wasting your time. This is using your time in a very wise and valuable way. You cannot start a painting on top of an old painting. You have to scrape off all the old layers and start fresh. You have to start with a clean slate. Take the time to invest in yourself today. Sure, go ahead and watch the rest of the video, zip through it, then go back and do it again. So question 4, who are you today? So how are you thinking today? Where are you emotionally? Where are you mentally? Where are you physically right now in this moment? What relationships do you have in your life today? What beliefs do you hold about yourself and about others? Take a moment to reflect on who you are right now. Question 5. What are you still holding on to that is not serving you and that is taking up space mentally, emotionally, and physically? List them out. So what are some of the beliefs? What are some relationships? What are some ideas or feelings? What are some possessions even? I do a big purge and I go through my physical space at least twice a year, if not more. Quarterly, I used to do quarterly pretty good, but at least twice a year. And I purge my space of things that are no longer serving me, because we tend to accumulate things, pieces of paper, you know what I'm talking about. But we also accumulate those same things that we can't see. We accumulate beliefs, we accumulate emotions, and we accumulate relationships. And this is a really good time to pause and to find out and ask ourselves, what's serving us and what's not serving us? Take a moment. Question 6. What will there be room and opportunity for when you let go of those things from your answers to question 5? So what are the benefits available to you if you let go? What are the opportunities when you let go? What is possible when you let go? Take a moment. This was one of those big questions, and it's always the quality of the question. What you ask yourself in your daily life, where you put your focus, where you put your thoughts, your time, and your attention. That's where your life is going to go. If you're holding on to things that are not serving you, those finite energy resources that we have, you're using them on something that's not serving you. Identify where it is that you can let go. And then this next part, this question 6 step, this is really the part that helped me the most, because it helped me change my focus on not just letting go, but into what opportunities, what benefits, what possibilities lie ahead when I let go of those things that were no longer serving me. Take a moment and reflect on this. Thank you so much for joining me today for part 1 of this 2-part series. As a special opportunity for you today, I am hosting part 2 as a master Mind Your Autistic Brain webinar next Wednesday, January the 6th at 2 p.m. Eastern and 7 p.m. Eastern. To save your session time and your seat, click on the link in the show notes below. This will be a limited size, small group mastermind session where you get to ask questions and participate in the discussion and material as you learn and plan out your 2021. This will all be live. This event includes a 1-hour small group live coaching mastermind with me, a workbook which includes part 2 and the questions from part 1, so you have everything in one handy workbook, access to the replay so you can go back and rewatch on your schedule and get anything you may have missed, and a question and answer session at the end. This isn't your mother's goal setting session. This isn't goal setting at all, but a quantum leap to your fully authentic autistic life. This limited seating mastermind is available today for only $27. Seats are limited and on a first-come basis. This special price is available to you today and will go up on January 4th to $47. Reserve your seat today in the link below. I can't wait to spend an hour with you. I wish you a happy new year, the best new year you've ever had, because you didn't know you were autistic before, and this year, you know. So let's take those quantum leaps and let's start crafting and creating the life you've always wanted and that you absolutely can have. Thanks for joining me. Thank you for being a part of episode 20 of Mind Your Autistic Brain. I'm so thankful to have you in my life and as part of the Mind Your Autistic Brain community. I look forward to the year that we will spend growing, learning, and creating our authentic autistic life together. Thank you.